The 1800s. You are alive in this time, and you have decided you want to be wealthy. What are your choices? Honestly, you have almost none. If you were not born into land, you have no land. And land is where nearly all wealth comes from. So you work someone else's fields, from sunrise to dark, for barely enough to eat. If you have a trade, if you are a blacksmith, a carpenter, a tailor, you can earn a little more. You build things with your hands, one at a time, and you sell them to the few hundred people who live near you. That is your entire market, the village. Maybe the next town, if you can travel the rough roads to reach it. You cannot reach the city. It is days away by horse. You cannot learn new skills. Books are rare and expensive, and most people cannot even read. You cannot start a large business. You have no capital, no machines, and no way to reach enough customers to ever grow. Watch a man in this time try to rise. He wakes before the sun. He works his craft in a tiny workshop by candlelight. He carries his goods to the market square and sells what he can. He saves a single coin at a time. And after a lifetime of brutal work, if he is careful and the seasons are kind, he becomes comfortable, rarely rich, almost never wealthy. The ceiling above him is made of stone, and there are only a handful of cracks in it, reserved for the few. And think about what he was missing. No matter how good his work was, only a few hundred people would ever see it. He could make only one thing at a time, all by hand. He could not learn anything new because knowledge lived in a few expensive books, locked away in the homes of the rich. Every door that could have lifted him up was bolted shut. In this world, becoming a millionaire was not just hard. For almost everyone alive, it was simply not possible. The doors were locked before you were even born, and no amount of effort could unlock them. Now let us step forward. The second world, the 1900s. Something has shifted. The machines have arrived. Factories rise in the cities, and for the first time, an ordinary man has a new path. He can leave the village. He can move to the city. He can get a job that pays real wages, and with those wages, he can begin to dream a little bigger than his father ever could. Watch him now. He works in a factory or an office. He earns a steady wage, and if he is clever, he does not just spend it. He uses it. He opens a small shop. He builds a business selling real goods to real people. Now his market is not 300 villagers. It is an entire city. Tens of thousands of people who might walk through his door. This is a far better world. The door has opened wider. Some men, starting with nothing, build real companies and become genuinely rich. It happens. You can see it happening around you. But do not be fooled. It is still hard. To start almost anything, you still need real money up front. You need a physical shop, or a factory, or a warehouse. You need to hire workers and pay them before you earn a single coin back. You often need connections, the right people, the right introductions, permission from those already at the top. And your reach, while bigger than the village, still stops at the edge of your city or your country. To sell beyond it costs a huge sum most men never have. Think of the man who opens a small factory. He saves for years just to afford the machines and the building. He hires men and must pay their wages every week, whether business is good or not. He can only sell to those who can physically reach his city. To grow beyond that, he needs even more money and connections, and must risk everything he has built. One bad year can wipe him out completely. So in this second world, the ceiling has cracked open. More men climb through than ever before, and some rise from nothing to great heights. But the climb still demands real capital, powerful connections, and enormous risk. For most people, becoming a millionaire is finally possible, but it is still a steep and narrow mountain that few ever manage to climb. And now, the third world. Your world. Today. Stop and truly look at what you have, because you are so used to it that you have stopped seeing how extraordinary it is. You want to start a business? You do not need a shop, a factory, or a single employee. You need a phone and an internet connection, things you already own. You can start today, right now, for almost nothing. You want customers? You are no longer limited to your village or your city. The entire world is your market. Billions of people, reachable instantly, from the small room you are sitting in. A man in the 1800s could reach 300 people in his lifetime. You can reach 300,000 before breakfast. You want to learn a skill, any skill. Every piece of knowledge that humans have ever gathered is sitting in your pocket, and most of it is free. The skills that took a lifetime to find are now a few taps away. You are watching one such lesson right now. Watch a man in your time build his wealth. He learns a valuable skill online, for free in his spare hours. He offers that skill to clients all over the world as a freelancer, working from his own home. He builds something digital, a product, a design, a piece of work he makes once and sells 1,000 times over. While he sleeps, he shares what he knows on social media and reaches more people in a single day than a shopkeeper of the past reached in 30 years. He uses new tools, including artificial intelligence, to do the work that once required a whole team of people. Think about how impossible this would have seemed to the man in the village 200 years ago. He could not have dreamed of selling to a person in another country, let alone thousands of them, all at once, from his own home. He could not have imagined learning a valuable trade in an afternoon, for free, without a teacher or a school. He could not have pictured a tool that does the work of 10 skilled men, sitting quietly on a desk. To him, all of this would have looked impossible, like something from a dream. To you, it is simply an ordinary Tuesday. The man in your time has no land, no inheritance, no rich family, no permission from anyone, and no gatekeeper standing in his way. And none of it stops him, because in your world, none of those things are required anymore. The only things he truly needs are the things that live inside him, the will to start and the patience to continue. Do you see what has happened across these three worlds? In the first, the barrier was everything. No land, no capital, no reach, no knowledge, no path. The doors were locked. In the second, the barrier was capital and connection. The doors opened, but only for those who could pay the price to walk through. And in the third, your world, the barrier is almost gone. The tools are free. The market is the whole earth. The knowledge is open to all. There are no gatekeepers left to stop you. So here is the truth that ties all of it together, and I want you to really feel it. For almost all of human history, the thing standing between you and wealth was opportunity. It simply did not exist for ordinary people. You could have all the discipline and drive in the world, and still the locked doors would defeat you through no fault of your own. But that is no longer true. The opportunity that your ancestors would have given anything for, that they prayed for, worked themselves to death without ever seeing, that opportunity is now sitting in your hand. It is ordinary to you. You carry it in your pocket and barely notice it, which means the only thing standing between you and building real wealth is no longer the world. It is you, your focus, your patience, your willingness to begin and to keep going when it is hard. The man in the 1800s did not fail because he was weak. He failed because the door was locked. You have no such excuse. Your door is standing wide open. The tools that kings and empires could not buy are yours for free today. So the real question was never whether becoming a millionaire is possible. In your world, it clearly is. More possible than for any generation who ever lived before you. The only real question is whether you will walk through the open door or stand and stare at it and let the greatest opportunity in human history quietly pass you by. You were born at the best possible time. Do not waste it.